Black never stopped looking for new and different opportunities to compose and play. One of these was the group Jasmine, which specialized in Brazilian jazz. Harper's Patrice Fisher comments on how the group worked with Black and about one of his most beautiful pieces, Jasmine.
We had like Latin beats and these orchestral instruments. So he wrote a song just for us he called Jasmine, and the name of our group was Jasmine at the time. It had great harmony with the flute and violin. It was very, very sensitive and sweet and flowing, and it was just amazing to see that side of him.
When I look at you, I see the world unfolding. Everything is open in your eyes. I can see the wind take wing, the fire sing. I can see the waters ring.
80% of what I know about making a living I learned after I got out of school, and a good part of that was through James Black.
Everything is open to your Once I had a secret love that lived within.
Another session that Black did was playing with New Orleans vocalist Jermaine Basil on part of Rounder Records' The New New Orleans Music Series. Kalambo Yasalam produced those sessions and remembers what he learned from hearing James play.
I recorded various people who had not been recorded much on the scene. And Jermaine Basil, I put together a group for her with James Black on drums. And that was one of the last recording sessions that Black did before he died. And it was, it was James. And I remember when we were doing her session, one of the efforts I made was to make each track be different, a little different. And James was the one that really showed me how Vernell Fournier took the New Orleans street beat to do Ponciana, and then he did a variation on that for Jermaine's version of Secret Love. So if you go back and listen to it, that's, he's using that over and over. Yeah, he had hip antennas.
You better batten down your hatches, should be all I need to say.
Black was rightfully proud of the Jermaine Basil recordings, but that enthusiasm couldn't keep him away from his life on the street. Larry Siebert recalls seeing him in New Orleans in 1988.
I was at Snug Harbor. It was about 2 weeks before he died, and he was really hyped up, and he was really going a mile a minute. He wanted some money.
Charles Neville also remembers the last time he saw Black with saxophonist Fred Kemp.
Yeah, as a matter of fact, I do. It was in the Callio Project. He was trying to score some coke, and he was with Fred Kemp, and I was there in the project doing the same thing. He couldn't go back down to the area where he usually got his supply because the guys were looking for him. But yeah, that was the last time he and Kemp were there trying to score, and Kemp was telling me he was going to have to leave him alone. He didn't want to mess with him anymore because it was just getting too dangerous.
At the end of July 1988, Porgy Jones got a call from Black's mother that he had been found unconscious and had been taken to the hospital.
So
When I got to the hospital, when they tried to talk to him, he couldn't talk, he was unconscious. I sat with him a while. I mean, like me walking out the room here, and I sat out there with his mama. I saw the specialography. I knew it was over then. The doctor came. He said, "You can come see the body." He was gone.
Ramsey McLean.
Nobody really knows how the death actually transpired. There's two theories. One, he just plain OD'd, and the other was that he was given a hot shot by a Jamaican posse to whom he owed money. And, those guys are ruthless, so they're not going to say, well, this guy's a great musician or he's got good songs. They don't care. They just want their money.
Chris Severin.
My brother was a state policeman for Charity Hospital. So when his body came in, he called me early that morning and said, "Man, James is here." So when he said James is here, he said he went downstairs and looked at his body and called him all kind of names. "What you doing here, bruh? What's wrong? Why you here? Why? It didn't have to be that."
Drummer Vernon Severin was good friends with James Black.
I was working in Charity Hospital in security. I seen him earlier that day. When I got to work, Bob French called me. And he said, "Vernon." I said, "What?" "Is James Black in the hospital?" And I went up in the emergency room, the accident room, looking for him. I didn't see him nowhere up there. So, of course, I went to the records. They didn't have him. So I went down to the morgue and opened up the refrigerator and went up in there and tore open the paper, and it was him. And if you know how pissed off I was, man, that really peed me off to see that. After they found out he was dead, everybody was telling me, well, he died, he overdosed. I didn't see that on the medical. The doctor didn't tell me that he overdosed. The doctor told me that he died from a cardiac arrest. I asked him. I don't know what induced it or whatever. You see what I'm saying? I know what he died from. I don't know what caused it, or maybe it was natural causes. I don't know what happened.
James Black passed away August 1st, 1988. His pieces are still being played throughout New Orleans and the rest of the country. His influence and personality are missed, and his presence is still felt by those who knew him and are touched by his music. There have been several concerts in New Orleans and New York featuring his work, and his compositions are taught at music schools and universities.